Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, September 8th, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. This country will be sending $50,000 to the Antigua and Barbuda to assist with the recovery efforts from the devastation left behind from Hurricane Irma. On WFM Radio earlier today, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said he was supposed to be in Venice, Italy for a renewable energy conference, but instead thought it was necessary to stay here at home to show solidarity with the people and government of the Caribbean islands affected by the Category 5 hurricane. PM Gonsalves said that he was in conversation with Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister, Gaston Brong, and also with OECS Chair as well as the Regional Disaster Agency, CDMR. Dr. Gonsalves said this is a time that Antigua and Barbuda and the other affected countries need friends, and this must be shown in a tangible way.
Commiserate with all the countries that have suffered, including the United States from Harvey and now from Irma, and immediately with Barbuda and the death which is there, our sympathy go out to the family. And going all the way up to the Leeward Islands chain, you know, St. Martin and Tortola and Anguilla, and it's going down now. It's going now to Florida.
Yeah.
As a consequence of what Harvey did in the BVI and British Virgin Islands, you know, we have a number of intentions up there, about 2,000. We sent Cabinet approved $50,000 US to the BVI.
Yeah.
And then we are going to send another $50,000 US to Antigua.
The leader of this country also divulged that he is helping to put together a technical team as well as a ferry boat to help transport people from Barbuda to Antigua as the island may be hit by another storm soon.
We will send technical people to help with the restoration of the electricity and water and things of that nature, and with the reconstruction in Barbuda.
Yeah.
And I'm awaiting word from Antigua about the specifics of the personnel they need. And through Oman Belma, we made contact with a boat. We have to try and make the arrangements to get a vessel to help with the transportation of
because I know
persons between boats. I'm trying to see if I could get that pinned down today, this weekend, and if it can go on Monday.
Yeah.
I may go up and see how things are myself. I have to play some role in helping to coordinate. I know what it is when you're struck and you need friends nearby you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know how it is with Gaston. My brother Smithy, who went to university with me, the premier, in Tortola, in BVI, and I know how Victor Banks would be feeling up in Anguilla. So I because we have been through it many times.
SVG also gave support of $50,000 to the British Virgin Islands. Lawyer turned politician K. Bacchus Brown believes more women need to be in Parliament. In a recent interview with SVG-TV News on her selection to represent the opposition New Democratic Party in the West St. George constituency, Bacchus said that the issue of violence against women is disheartening, and she believes that more females need to be advocating the issue in Parliament.
Right now, the violence against women in society has skyrocketed out of proportion. And I think you probably need a woman in authority. You need a woman in the Parliament who could push these issues, because it cannot be business as usual. There is something wrong. The violence the violence of its own is out of all proportion, whether it is against men or women. But the actual violence against women, I think we need a stronger voice to see if we can curb this situation in St. Vincent Grenadines. So, of course, that would also be part of my platform.
Varen Primus of Vermont has been ordered to stand trial for the murder of real estate agent Charlene Graves of Caliacua at the next sitting of the criminal session of the High Court. The order was handed down today by Chief Magistrate Rayshon Brown at the conclusion of the preliminary inquiry, which looked into the circumstances which resulted in the death of the real estate agent. Primus told the court that the inquiry was unfair because there was no DNA testing of exhibits, among other things. Graves' body was discovered at her office at Arnisvale on November 13, 2016, with multiple stab wounds. The participants who will be competing in the NTRC I-Squared competition have been advised to keep their application ideas simple. The advice was given by Marketing and Corporate Communications Manager at Flow SVG, Nicaila Williams, at the launch of the 5th edition of the competition today at the St. Vincent Community College Villa campus. Several students at the secondary and tertiary levels, as well as persons under the age of 35, are expected to participate in this year's competition.
I strongly believe that anything worth doing is worth doing well. So I encourage all the 2017 participants to go at this competition with all that you have. Take your eyes off your limitations, their distraction, and focus on your aspirations to achieve. As you embark on your app designing journey, my advice to you is to follow the KISS rule. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Keep it simple, stupid. Make your design easy to use. Although I said over 2 billion smartphone users worldwide, that does not mean that we are all adept to using them. Make your app so simple that even the mobile cave women like me can use them easily.
Also speaking at the ceremony was Vakisha John, the founder of Youth Corner, who stated that the positive accomplishments of the youth should be continually emphasized as a means of inspiring others to give of their best to become successful.
That our young people all have their own passions, gifts, and abilities, which, if properly honed, can translate them into becoming innovative, responsible, and outstanding citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The youths need motivation to do well in a sustained manner and to strive for even greater things. It is therefore our duty to highlight the positive accomplishments of our young people rather than always focusing on the negative, as the negative can hinder us and cause us to lose sight of everything else. It is with this reality that I realize the need for widespread celebration and recognition of our talented youths as a way of motivating and inspiring them. This can have a positive effect on other young people who can then realize that they too can become successful.
A national consultation to discuss the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, the ECCU, Growth Action Plan will be held here on Tuesday, September 12th at the conference room of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Some of the objectives of the consultation are to identify a national steering committee consisting of the local focal point, the OECS Commission, the ECCB, and representatives from the social partners, and to obtain a consensus on the prioritized thematic areas and processes for implementation of Growth Action Plan in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The conference will hear remarks by the Minister of Economic Planning, Sustainable Development, Industry, Information and Labor, Camilo Gonzalez, and representatives of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS. The Carnival Development Corporation worked very hard and implemented various strategies to make Vincy Mass 2017 an overall success. Those were the sentiments expressed by Chairman of the CDC, Ricardo Adams, in his remarks at the 2017 prize-giving ceremony held last evening at the Murray Heights Hotel. Successful participants in Mass, Pan, Calypso, Soca, and the Miss SVG pageant received cash and other prizes at the event. Adams stated that Vincy Mass 2017 has been received as a good one, with many of their experiments, such as Destination Tokyo, yielding success. He highlighted some of the positive aspects, particularly in Calypso, Soca, and Rural Carnival.
The good things that happened. The Calypso tents have seen a resurgence in attendance, and we will continue to work with them to have earlier music releases and to have shows outside of the traditional venues. And Mr. Bennett, my wife was complaining that almost every Saturday and Sunday I was being called to a symposium by the Calypso Association to chart the way forward and everything like that. But Mr. Bennett put in a lot of hard work, and so please give him a round of applause. More soca music has been released than ever before, and there is a rise of a new generation of artists and producers. Rural carnivals have shown an improvement in attendance and in structure, and with further development, they can become the feeder system into the national festival for Vincy Mass and a breeding ground for new talent.
Adams further stated that whilst the CDC will continue to do its part in striving for excellence and improving the Vincy Mass product, most stakeholders need to get on board and join with the CDC in lifting the product to higher heights.
I'd like you to join with us this year at our annual symposium held at the Peace Memorial Hall on Saturday the 16th of September, where we will discuss the way forward and take on board your feedback. This evening, and we thank the National Lotteries Authority, who is one of our premium partners for this, we will distribute over $550,000 in prize monies to all of the components of Vincy Mass as we celebrate the champions of our festival this year. And we look forward to the same keen level of competition in 2018. Again, congratulations to all the winners. And thank you to all of the judges, participants, Vincentians and visitors alike, our corporate partners and support teams for working together to ensure that we had a safe and truly enjoyable celebration. I invite you all to join us again June 29th to July 10th, 2018, as we continue to make Vincy Mass the hottest carnival in the Caribbean. Thank you.
Also addressing the gathering was Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture, Cecil Mackey, who praised the CDC and other stakeholders for their input, which he says is a contributing factor to the success of Vincy Mass 2017.
I think that you would have been involved even greater than you would have previously were, and that would have also led to some of the success stories. Those early discussions and the plans allowed the CDC to present to the Cabinet, Minister of Finance, what they could have expected for this year's festival. And I'm happy to report that in response, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines would have contributed an additional $150,000 to the festival. And that allowed us not only to do the additional promotion that I just identified, but it also allowed us to have the various shows, the 4 shows that captured the 4 decades of Vincy Mass from 1977 to current.
Meanwhile, the Tourism, Sports and Culture Minister says he is confident that the artists participating in the various components of the festival will be able to deliver more excellent performances come 2018.
I suspect that we would not have the same programs that we had this year, but it gives us a chance to review the success of these experiments this year, build on them, and therefore have an even bigger and better Vincy Mass 2018. So, to the Yulo-Pan movement, I want to say to you for 2018, let us have even more pan sides, more players, sweeter pan. And I know that in your deliberations and your dialogue with the general public, you indicated that you had identified certain weaknesses and you will be building on them for 2018. So pan, sweeter pan, more pan, pan on the road for Vincy Mass 2018.
The Culture Minister said he is also expecting the mass bands and musicians to build on the success of 2017 and deliver more for 2018.
To the masqueraders, 14 mass bands this year, two focusing on persons mainly from outside. I suspect that the other local mass bands will want to take a page out of that book and also target in a major way masqueraders from overseas. So for 2018, let us have even more mass bands, more masqueraders. I don't know if I can say better mass, but let us have as good mass as we've been having. And of course, to the musicians, you had a wonderful year this year. Let us have even sweeter music for 2018 if you can. Let us be able to consume the music that is produced, and let us be able to export our musical content even more than we have done before.